So, today's topic is nothing short of an interesting one. It's a very interesting one, and I am not prepared. I'm not using a script at this time. I'll be speaking on this because I felt so moved to do so. So, let's just get straight into it without any further ado. Welcome back to the Chelsea Council podcast. I hope you all have been well. I trust that everything has been good with y'all. So what I want to speak on today is women having a problem being the soft, safe space for their partners. Like, I am realizing this thing these days. I don't know if it's just these days. I think it's just these days. I haven't done any research and I am not going to do, and I'm just going to be speaking right now. So yes, you can debunk whatever myth I'll be speaking on, but I'm just going to be speaking. In recent times, I have noticed that women struggle to be the space that they're, as a matter of fact, they have a problem being the safe space that their partner comes to when they are in need of emotional support, mental support, when they're in need of anything, affection, attention, everything. It's as though women become resentful to being that safe space for their partners. But my question is, and my concern is, and what I want to know is, if you're not going to be that safe space, who is going to be? Why are we denying our men that safety? Why are we denying our men that security? Why? Because it makes no sense to me. Because at the end of the day, if you're partnered up, you're booed up, yeah? More than likely, you chose that person to be your partner because you want support from that person. So why are you not supporting that man? Like, why do you have a problem supporting that man? We can link it back to how we were raised, how we were socialized, all of those things. We can link it back to a number of things. But at the end of the day, I think it's safe to stop and take a look inside yourself. Sit with it for a moment and ask yourself, why? Where is that coming from? I know men pretend not to be vulnerable, or they pretend not to need your support and all these things. But hey, let me tell you something, Yep, and then there comes the chills. Hey, let me tell you something, man. If I have a man who tells me that he doesn't want me to support him, and in no alleys, whether it be the financially and the other alleys, we're not there. We just simply not there. Because I'm not in the fuckers. I am not. Okay? We can't there. What purpose am serving in your life, or what purpose you are going to serve in mine? Oh, you're going to be supporting me, because best believe you're going to be supporting me, my nigga. When I come to you with all of the stresses from work and all of the things that when my podcast now work out, so I want it for work out, and when everything I go wrong, best believe you're going to be sitting down and you're going to be listening and you're going to be providing some solutions. You're going to be providing some guidance. So, make up your mind. Because you're going to be dealing with my shit, and if you're not dealing with my shit, then we, as I said, we're not good there, because we ain't gonna be doing that. Okay, you're going to support me, I'm going to support you, and whatever that support looks like, it's going to happen. If you have a problem with me speaking life into you, if me breathing into you, then yeah, might as well you just pack up your things and left, because that's not how I roll. Yeah, I wasn't socialized that way, right? I wasn't raised that way. Yes, I have a big heart, and I have all of these emotions, and I have all of these love to give, and I am going to give it to somebody. And if you're not the body, then just be the nobody to me, so that I can give it to somebody who wants it. Yeah. One thing I am not going to let this society do, and I realize that that's what this society is doing, is cause me to suppress the amount of love and care and affection and attention that I have to give to people around me, whether it be a stranger or my lover. I think society currently is trying so hard to stop people from genuinely loving and caring for each other, from being that safe space for people. It's like it's a thing. I don't know. They're trying to isolate people as much as possible. And one thing I know about isolation is it doesn't achieve anything and it doesn't work. Yes, there are times when you need to isolate to gather your thoughts. But this ongoing isolation that they've been pushing recently, this is not a safe thing to do. I was speaking to a friend of mine over the weekend, or was it a couple of weekends ago? I can't remember. And we were talking about the family and how families and partners are being attacked. And I said to him that I think that that thing is by design because, first of all, you're attacked individually, right? In, the thoughts, the narrative that you're not enough. Social media has caused a lot of people to think that they're not enough of a human being. Like before you were seeing other people's lives, before you were seeing the good side of other people's lives, you thought that you were the shit. So why is it that now that you see somebody that seemingly on social media is doing better than you, you think that you're no longer the shit? You're still the shit, okay? And I didn't mean that in a bad way. Just saying. Let the nose turn up, let the eyebrows raise, let them squeeze them nose if they have to, but you're still the shit. Now that we got that out of the way. So the individual attack happens on your self-worth, your self-esteem, your values, and all those things. There are a lot of attacks, and you have to be focusing to actually see them. And then when you come together as a partner, there is an attack on your partnership. So when you're dating, there are certain little things that happens. There's certain little requirements that you have a lot of persons, and I was telling my brethren that, hey, yeah, I have some people on social media who claim to them a relationship coach and them are influencers and them are this and them are that. Be careful of the things you consume because some people are just bitter. And if you listen keenly and you look hard enough, you will see that there are a certain amount of bitterness behind the messages that they're sending. And I don't think those are advice that you should take. There are some unnecessary stress and strain on relationships, on dating these days before you even get into the relationship. There are a lot of stress on the man, there are a lot of stress on the woman, and everybody's just stressed the fuck out. And then those two people come together to form a relationship. And when they do form that relationship, there's a lot of stress because every single turn, each person is putting each other under the microscope. Them have a big old long checklist. Yeah, one checklist where some random dude or random Jane on the internet I say, you have to make sure say him check the list or she check the list to make sure say he or she is the right person. By the time you finish checking off that checklist, do you actually see the person that's standing in front of you? Do you actually see your partner? Are you seeing the individual for what that individual is or who that individual is? Are you understanding the person or is it just your checklist? We put our partners under so much pressure of meeting every single requirement on the checklist. And on top of all of that stress and strain that we put them through, we don't support them. We just leave them to die in the woods. No support, no nothing whatsoever. Yes? So one, we have the unnecessary fucker checklist because it's fuckers. At the end of the day, see the individual. We're not saying that there are not certain psychological things or certain little traits that are in persons that you should look out for and you should deep dive and do some fuckers with some people where it's just not good for you. It's just bad for you. We're not saying that. We're not saying that you're not supposed to have standards because we all do have standards here, all right? What we're saying is that ensure that the standards or the accountability that you're holding said person by is actually yours. Not 100 million people from the internet with different opinions on different things and different experiences. Ensure that that standard is yours, right? And then you ensure that the person meet your standard. Simple. And a rocket fucking science. We just need to spend time to see the people that are in front of us or to see the people that we choose. And then we can know how to support that person. You see how everything just tie in together right here. Then we know how to support that person. Then we know how to truly be with that person, how to truly understand, and how to be there for said person. So when society fling on the stress on you and your partner, you shouldn't feel resentful. in supporting your man. You shouldn't feel resentful in giving your man a safe space to be vulnerable. You shouldn't be adding to the stress and strain that man is going through. You shouldn't. Because you would have understood the man that he is, and you would have been able to create the space that he needs. Why is it such a wrong thing to create space for men? Why is it such a wrong thing to allow men to be vulnerable with you? Why is it that we often criticize and often basically take on the stance that, hey, you're less of a man because you are vulnerable with me? And not only that, when the man do step out of shell and decide to become vulnerable with us, we take it and we use it as a weapon. We weaponize that man's vulnerability. We weaponize the softness that we should have had. We weaponize our safety. So, and we start using it as means to control, or using it as means to break down the man even further. Boy, I give up. I give up on this thing, yeah. We're not safe. We're not safe. And I was saying to a brethren of mine earlier, I like when things work. I like when people get married and marriages work. I don't want it to be working for the sake of one person sacrificing continuously and the other person just being there, just existing, just floating. Could care zero. The other person is there destroying that person, and that person is just taking. I don't want it to survive on that, but I like when it works, when both people care about each other enough to create space for each other, to allow each other to be vulnerable, to allow each other to be soft and be safe in the space that they are. We're not at war. Or maybe we are, but we never did start the war, yeah. So why we fight it? If I approach you to be with you, I approach you to be gentle, to be soft with you. If you approach me, I am expecting that you're approaching me because you want to be a part of my softness and my gentleness. And we're going to just be vulnerable and be doing vulnerable stuff that couples do. Me never dey expect say you go approach me and we are going to fight and we are going to do the tug and war and we are going to determine, or we're going to withhold affection and attention from our partners. I never expect that you approach me for that. I mean, no, for sure, so me never approach you for that. So if that you come with after all this time, then we have a little problem. We have a little problem. We're not on the same page. We're not seeing eye to eye, because I don't want anybody that I cannot be soft with, and I don't want anybody that cannot be soft with me. And I would have said it a lot of times, and I would have posted on my status multiple times that I don't want anybody. I don't want a warrior. And I don't want a war to fight. I am no warrior when it comes to my relationships. I am no warrior when it comes to my partner. I don't want it. I don't. Like, seriously though, when me do with a warrior, I'm gonna come for fight war. When I want to get away from the world and all of its wars, I should be able to come to you, my safe space. You know, Madonna fight wars in the world. Why it sound like me repeat myself? I think I would have said this in another episode. Madonna fight the wars of the world. So why should I be coming to fight with you? I should be the space that you feel the safest, and you should be the space that I feel the safest. Me seriously have a problem with this new phenomenon, you know, where people just them just a fight with each other, and them just now be soft and gentle for them man and them woman, you know. Like I think it's safe to close this chapter right here. But somebody please tell me what's going on. Comments are always open. I am always open to receiving your feedback. So somebody I forgot to tell me what go on. Because one thing I tell you, I am not ashamed, and I will never be ashamed of loving and craving the man that I want every day. Because at the end of the day, it's the man that I want, and I can't bring no shame in my game. Ever. So I'm going to leave you with that. It's a food for thought. Alright? Never be ashamed of the person that you want. Whether, if you're a man listening to this, the woman that you want, you never be ashamed of wanting and craving that person every single day. Yes? And you're a woman, never. Never be ashamed of your man. Never be ashamed of the man that you want. Never be ashamed of craving that man. Wanting every piece of him. You want to hear him breathe. You want everything. Because I mean, a year is done. Why not just let it be? With that being said, have a good one. Talk to you soon.